Hi there, I'm Lorenz, and I'm a classical music singer, singing teacher, and performing artist. I studied singing in Germany, and I've been making and teaching music for years. Recently, I decided to start a YouTube channel to share some of the things I've learned and experienced over the years with you guys. So enjoy! So I thought about what I could talk about in my very first episode, and I decided that instead of speaking about something purely technical, I would tackle a topic that, in my opinion, is like one of the most important musical concepts that you have to understand if you want to make music convincingly, and that's legato. So what is legato? If you look at it from a purely technical perspective, it's just one of these Italian words, and it means tied together. It indicates that musical notes should be sung connected, but if you look at it from a musical perspective, it's much more than simply gluing notes together. It's a phrasing tool, and by that, a way to introduce direction into your music making. Let me give you an example. If I were singing an exercise like this, that would technically be legato, right? I mean, there were no gaps between the notes, they were tied together. But in the end, it's nothing more than if I would talk like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I linked the notes and I linked the words afterwards, but that's it. They were just individual notes and individual words. Like, when making music, we always want to tell a story. And it doesn't matter if we're using words or just playing music purely instrumental. We're still telling a story, and when you tell a story, you need to connect your words into sentences in order to provide an arch that's comprehensible for the listener. And the exact same thing goes for music. And that's what legato is really about. One of my old teachers always says, whenever he talks about phrasing and all that kind of stuff, that Lascia ch'io pianga, which is an aria by Handel, is the best example for legato. And that might seem counterintuitive because there is a break after almost every word. Let me show you. Lascia, break. Ch'io pianga, break. Mia cruda sorte. And so on and so on. But it's still completely true what he says. Because if you start implementing meaning to the words and meaning to the music, and you have this overlying arch, then the whole thing becomes a totally different story. Let me try and show you. Lascia ch'io pianga, mia cruda sorte. I hope you get the idea. So far for the theory. But what can you do in order to achieve what we've just talked about? So the principle is really quite simple. You just have to keep a steady airflow, which is a topic I will probably make a video on quite soon. But probably more importantly, you need an address C to direct your singing to. And that's probably easier said than done, but obviously there are a couple of tricks you can implement into your practice in order to improve your legato. So, first of all, never, and I mean never, just sing the notes of an exercise. Always try to connect some sort of meaning to it. So Imagine yourself in front of an audience and sing your exercise as a love song. Sing them as a spiteful message, sing them as a morning song, a lullaby, a ghost story to a group of kids, or whatever. There are no limits to your imagination, so just use it. Use it to give meaning to your practice. Second, when you sing songs or arias, know what you're singing about. Know the background story. Know who you're singing to. That should go without saying, but it actually happens a lot that I ask my students about the meaning of their arias and they haven't even looked at a translation. And it's so easy to get translations. You can just use Google, and you know how to use Google, so just do it. Third trick, and yes, that's how we show 3 in Germany. Exaggerate. Don't be too tentative. So what an audience perceives is always less than what you do on stage. So for them to see your 100%, you have to give them your 150. Exaggerate, and you can always tone back if it's ever too much. And fourth, last but not least, please, please, please be your own most rigorous critic. Whatever you do, always ask yourself if you're actually applying everything you've learned and everything you know to your practice and to your music making. And that's it for my first video. I hope you learned something and enjoyed the video, and if so, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and do all the YouTubey kind of stuff. If you want to learn more about me or my teaching, hit me up on Facebook or my webpage, and I'll link everything below. And if you have any questions or suggestions for following videos, please feel free to use the comment section for that. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.